ladies and jellyfish. Whoa, wait. Time to change things up. This is me now. Alright, so before we start the video, I would like to give a big shout out to the amazing artists who created these new avatars. I plan to use them in these season reviews from now on, and I may use them in a few other videos. The link to our DeviantArt is in the description below, so give Love and Lovely a lot of love through those links. Also, thank you for all the fan art you've been sending me recently. If you want to send me fan art, you can find the links in the description below, and can find them all on my website and Discord. All the more reasons for you to bookmark my website and join my Discord. Also, a big shout out to all of you wonderful people for the nice comments you've been sending recently. They are very motivating, and if you have something motivating or any constructive criticisms to share, please do so in the comments below. Also, thanks for 2,900 subscribers. I hope this video is a good celebration, and I hope to hit 3K as soon as possible. Additionally, thank you all for 150,000 views. A big shout out to all of you who watch my videos. It really means a lot. Don't think these efforts and milestones go unnoticed by me, because they don't. Anyway, on with the video! Hey ladies and jellyfish, wumbles of all sizes, welcome back to A.S.K's videos. Today we are back here with every episode of SpongeBob Season 8 reviewed in 10 words or less. I'll go over 42 11-minute episodes and 5 22-minute specials, rating them great, good, meh, bad, or boo, and giving them a brief review in 10 words or less. If you're wondering, I postponed this video 1 month for a few reasons, and if you care about what those reasons are, check out the link in the pinned comment below. You can find the rating document where I put all my ratings in the description below, so you can see all my thoughts in an easier way, and you can also find the other season reviews down below as well. Yes, you guys absolutely love this series, so let's get into it. Everything is unjustified. What do you see with each the writers a lesson? Pretty fun and entertaining for 11 minutes. Wow, how idling. Slow and boring with some squid torture in there. Cold. The night shirt is the most interesting thing in this. Incorporates absolutely everything SpongeBob special needs. SpongeBob doing opera is what we needed in this world. I don't hate Patrick, just the boredom. Plankton is the best. Oh, shut up, Patrick. Row, bored. I actually hate SpongeBob for doing this for Patrick. Entertaining, but not too interesting. Why doesn't Sandy go to Texas? Actually, officially the funniest modern Crab's Greed episode. Who cares about this? Hands down the funniest Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episode. Very creative yet disturbing. I promised I would do this in 10 words or less, and I have partially fulfilled that promise. Patrick needs to be seized and killed immediately. Just filler with filler! I'm done with Patrick at this point. We never thought Sandy would suck oxygen out of Pearl. Fuzzy acorns, that's all we get. Let's start hating Mr. Krabs. How can we make a classic character unlikable? A great plot, but poor Squidward. Quite the fiasco indeed. No, I am not happy now. What? I hate mustard. Pretty boring and underhanded. A cool reunion of the characters, but not much else. A nice plot with an interesting fight. So relatable. Also, Patrick is amazing. This one speaks, or shows, for itself. Good puns, R.I.P. Skip. I hate everyone. I hate everyone. The constant Gary meows are very annoying. The bogus business bureau got me. Don't be a jerk. Love this episode. What a stupid disappointment. What a brilliant story with a hint of creativity. Alright, I'll admit this is hilarious. The entire episode is pointless. Pointless! Freaking brilliant! Now that all that's finished, let's jump straight into the top and bottom 5. Number 5 best, Mermaid Man begins. This is probably the funniest episode of season 8. I absolutely love the hilarious chances they took with the story, with the unlikely impossible events all happening at once. I do kind of wish the beginning with SpongeBob and Patrick was cut, and the episode just started with them in Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy's cave, but it still doesn't hinder my love for this hilarious episode. Number 5 worst, super evil aquatic villain team up is Go. Wow, to think both number 5s on this list are about Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy and their villains is just weird. This is a waste of time and a waste of plot. Plankton and Man Ray finally working together could have been an epic story about them terrorizing the city and selling the formula while still having the moral difference Plankton has to Man Ray. But what we got was the most pointless plot I've honestly ever seen out of this show. Number 4 best, Planet of the Jellyfish. This episode is amazing. It finally brings back the spooky, mysterious plots from the older season. The conflict of the jellyfish monster is pretty cool, and their weakness and SpongeBob and Sandy trying to blend in made for some pretty decent laughs. Number 4 worst, Face Freeze. This is probably number 2 on on the most pointless episode list. Because why does this exist? The plot is a rehash of Hooky or even the main drain, with Mr. Krabs warning SpongeBob and Patrick, yet them doing it anyway. Plus, it doesn't add anything to it. The whole episode is stupid faces. There's no punchlines, tension, or consequence to make for good storytelling. It's just Krabs saying no to making faces, them making faces, and them learning their lessons. The stupid fourth moral doesn't even work because of the distracting visuals accompanied in this atrocity. Number 3 best, it's a SpongeBob Christmas! Wow, this is one of the best Christmas specials ever. It is definitely not as good as Arnold's Christmas, and the rival between Christmas Who and this one is an interesting one for sure. The stop motion is flawless and beautiful. The plot and characters are amazing as well. The songs in this one are so great that they are actually some of my favorite Christmas tunes just in general. Just a beautiful episode you'd have the pleasure of watching. Number 3 worst, Are You Happy Now? No, I'm not happy now. Are You Happy Now is a mess of writing just in general. First off, I do enjoy SpongeBob looking out for Squidward. In post-movie, that's something we almost never see, and it's actually pretty heartwarming. But on the other hand, this episode takes Squidward's depression to a whole new level. He's legitimately depressed in this episode, and the contrived failures in SpongeBob's attempts, the suicide jokes, and the terrible ending make this an unworthy one to like. Number 2 best, Frozen Face Off. Man, what an episode! This is one of my favorite SpongeBob specials, period, because it hits all the standards to the T. The plot being about the sled racing competition, along with the many subplots like Krabs and the Monster, Gary being cold, or Plankton subplot, make the plot flawless and awesome. The feel of tension because of the race, the formula, and the characters' lives make this one of the best plots to come out of season 8. And kudos to the writers for that. The characters all do something, from Gary pulling the sled, SpongeBob leading everyone and being helpful when needed, Patrick helping with the gummy worms, Krabs giving data on the monster, Sandy doing the hard work, Karen helping Sandy steer the sled and informing them of Plankton's plans, and Squidward even being the comic relief. Speaking of which, the comedy is hilarious too. From Squidward freezing over and over, Plankton breaking atoms, or some of the punchlines they interspersed in this episode. This one was definitely a great one. Number 2 worst, Smooth Jazz at Bikini Bottom. Man, I despise this episode. Patrick, man. Patrick is everything. There's nothing else to say. Everything is Patrick!
And the golden egg goes to...
Hello, Bikini Bottom. Yes, the golden ep of season 8 is none other than the last episode. Hello, Bikini Bottom. I already did a super review on this a while ago, so check it out in the description. Anyways, this episode is my favorite SpongeBob special, my favorite episode of season 6, 7, and 8, and here's why. The plot is awesome about stupid Krabs selling the Krusty Krab to make more money from a tour, and SpongeBob and Squidward playing in various places. Feels right to 22 minutes, and leaves room for 2 amazing songs, room for character development, especially on Squidward and Patrick's cases, room for some hilarious humor, and room for some great animation along with a stellar ending scene.
And the rotten egg goes to...
Pet Sitter Pat. Wow, this is quite the abomination. This episode's plot isn't a bad idea, with Patrick babysitting Gary for a while, but the execution was terrible. The characters are just atrocious. SpongeBob is flanderized and worried when it was his idea to leave Gary with Patrick in the first place. Patrick is the biggest idiot this side of Whoville, and Gary is the poor thing who gets tortured. There's no comedy, and poor Gary. So there you go. Before we get into the stats, here are all the golden and rotten eps before this season. And the season's wildcard episode, the episode that wasn't in top or bottom 5 and stood out to me as the most memorable episode of the season, goes to Chum Fricassee. As you guys voted for, between Mooncation and the Good Krabby Name, Chum Fricassee is a great plot with a lot of love for Squidward, my favorite character. The way Squidward loses is a great way to end it, and doesn't feel like a Squidward torture episode. The bit of comedy, like Krabs' fake name Crumple the Rapper, was a nice cherry on top. Definitely a great representation of season 8. Anyways, we had 8 greats, 8 goods, 12 mess, 9 bads, and 10 boos. So the math does take a close first place in terms of numbers, but let's see which side, better or worse, has more episodes, and then find the average rating later. So if we split math into 6 and 6, and that great good and math versus math bad and boo, we see that the better side has 22 episodes, while the worse side has 25. So this season does have more bad episodes than good, but it's way better than the 19 to 30 ratio from season 7. Now, if you've watched all the other videos, you know how I figure out the average, and sure enough, the season 8 average is an average rating of 52.9. which falls perfectly into the light meh territory, which means it's closer to good than bad. So to take this light meh and the light bad from before into consideration, I'd say SpongeBob Season 8 is a meh. A strong meh to be precise, but a meh nonetheless. I'd give it a 45 out of 100. Anyways, don't forget to leave your thoughts on SpongeBob Season 8 and this video in the comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you like what you see. If you're new, feel free to check out my two mature videos, and check out my website for links and tons of spoilers. Also join my Discord server and Google Plus community with the links below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Alright, so before we start the video, I would like to probably number 2 on the most pointless episodes list. Why does this exist? This is probably number 2 on the most pointless episode list. No. But they are actually some of my favorites. Just a beautiful episode. You'd have the... Oh my god. Before we get into the stats, here are all the rotten... Oh, I cannot do this, can I? So the math does take a... Oh my god. So the math does take a... Close.